Hey everybody, Joshua Pitts from National LED here to talk to you today about our Exabay High Bay LED fixture. I'm standing in our warehouse where we keep all of our inventory and do our manufacturing and assembly, and we have the 24,000 lumen Exabay overhead as well as next to me right here. So today I wanted to talk you through high bay fixtures and warehouses and what items to consider when purchasing or working with an LED manufacturer. The first item, whenever I go into a manufacturing facility, a warehouse, an office, or even a parking lot, is I always take my light meter. Light meters are very important because it allows you to measure the existing light output that you have, and then it allows you to compare with the lighting that you would like to have in the future. So right here, I'm under our 24,000 lumen Exabay. They're spaced about 15 feet apart, which is pretty close for this fixture, which is why we're getting such high levels of light. The foot candle reading that I'm getting right now is 50 foot candles. In between the fixtures, it does fall a little bit, but not enough for the human eye to notice. So that's the first thing I always do when looking at the LED high bays or any project is I use my light meter to measure the existing foot candles. Then I ask the customer, what foot candles would you like in the future after we install LEDs? Generally, we can get a good idea by looking at other projects and then asking, do you like this amount of light? Would you like less or more? And that helps us to have a foot candle when we're walking through other areas as well, or excuse me, a foot candle reader, also known as a light meter. So then I always measure the facility so I can do a photometric. Here I've got my laser, and that'll allow me to measure the ceiling and then the length and the width of the building, and that way I can put together a photometric, which is a 3D diagram that'll show a heat map, as well as it'll give us the foot candle measurements for the building. Whenever you're purchasing LED fixtures, you always need to look for a few things. One is a quality manufacturer. You can generally tell what a quality manufacturer is or who is with a quality company by the number of projects they've done, how long they've been in business, the lifetime of their fixtures, and their warranty. Most LED manufacturers now give between a 5 and a 10-year warranty, which is standard for the industry. I have not seen a tier 1 or tier 2 company give a warranty on an LED product that is longer than 10 years. The reason the LED warranties are not longer than 10 years are because of the drivers. Drivers regulate the voltage that go into the LED fixture, and they control the currents so that you can take 120 volt, 277 volt, or 480 volt, and you can have it go directly to the diodes. This driver here typically has a lifetime on the very low side for the very, very cheap components of about 2 to 3 years. If you're working with a quality driver manufacturer, you should see a lifetime somewhere between 5 to 7 years on the low side. And if you're using the fixture about 12 hours per day, the lifetime from a very good high quality manufacturer should be somewhere between 7 to 15 years. This fixture here is a Meanwell driver. I would say Meanwell and Philips Advance are the top 2 driver companies that I would recommend. These are the more quality drivers that you can expect to have a longer lifetime as well as a longer life warranty. The next item that you want to look for is surge protectors. Surge protectors are not common on interior fixtures, but they are very common on exterior fixtures. You want to make sure that anytime you're working with a company that you always get surge protectors on your exterior fixtures because of lightning strikes or voltage spikes. This is very, very rare on interior LED projects, so that's why you oftentimes won't see surge protectors on your interior LED fixtures. The last item as a customer that you always want to look for an LED project is the spec sheet. You can generally tell a quality company as compared to a fly-by-night company through the looks and the marketing material on the spec sheet. Here, this is our spec sheet for our Exabay High Bay LED fixture that I'm showing you. And this spec sheet has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This spec sheet has 7 pages associated with it because it shows you all of the different variations and options that come with this LED fixture. The last page talks about the way you're going to hang the fixture, if it's going to be using chain or airline cables, if you would like to pendant mount it. The page before that shows the the dimmer, so that if you want to have the LED high bay or the interior fixtures on a motion sensor or a dimmer, you can do that as well through a wall control. The page prior to that shows the LED battery backup in case your facility loses power, so that you can have a battery backup which will power the fixture at about 10 to 20% output for 90 minutes. You also have the motion sensors that can attach directly to the high bay fixture. I really like these motion sensors that we're using because the capabilities of them are very, very good. You can actually have this motion sensor tied to a cell phone or to a remote, and you can actually program the fixture from a remote or from your cell phone using Bluetooth. The rest of the fixtures are the specs on the fixture in terms of the length and the width of the fixture, the output of the fixture, the wattage, the housing, how the fixture is fabricated. And you can really tell if you download our spec sheet how quality our fixtures are through our marketing material. And I think that's very important whenever you're judging a company, is by looking at their marketing material. How many pictures of existing projects do they have? How many pictures of projects do they have that are older than 1, 2, or 3 years? That's typically what we're seeing with a lot of fly-by-night companies is, oh, look at the pictures we just did of the project this year. Well, that's great, but do you have experience in projects that are multiple years old? And do you have fixtures that have been installed in warehouses for more than 3, 4, or 5 years, so that I can see that your fixtures are of quality and that they will last? I hope that this quick run through of LED high bay fixtures and what to do when looking at an LED project for a warehouse helps you out. Again, I'm Joshua Pitts, and I wanted to thank you for taking the time to listen to this video.